SpongeBob, The Simpsons, Family Guy, hell, even JoJo. All of these shows have been immortalized through a handful of iconic, endlessly memeable moments. But what if there was a show that wasn't just occasionally memeable? What if the entire thing was built that way from the start? If you've ever hung around online animation or YouTube culture for any extended period of time, or honestly, even if you haven't, you've definitely come across something that's led you straight into the weird, surreal, and wonderfully cursed world of Smiling Friends. It's stupid. It's full of hypotheticals.
The table, they're also ripping it apart like it's a pizza. And it's like, and they're like, oh, I want to make it. They start pulling the fingers off and like taking bites out of it, like pull its eye off.
And when you try to explain it to someone, it just makes no goddamn sense at all. For whatever reason, Smiling Friends has become one of the most loved pieces of modern adult animation. And if you are even remotely part of internet culture, there's legitimately no running away from it. And for one key reason.
Memes. The DNA of the soul.
It's seriously rare to see a show so unanimously adored across the web, built almost entirely from the DNA of online creators, YouTube animators, Newgrounds legends, and voice actors who all cut their teeth in the Wild West of early internet humor. One only has to look at the recent episode to see that even Salad Fingers voice actor and animator David Firth was highly involved with the show. And at the center of the show, two of the most iconic, most memed creators of an entire generation, Psychic Pebbles and Michael Cusack. Together, they somehow managed to take everything that made the internet funny, cringy, unorthodox, awkward, and absolutely fucking unhinged, and turned it into a fully fledged TV series that feels like it churns out memeable moments every goddamn week, staying incredibly relevant despite its niche nature. What's even more interesting is how Smiling Friends seems to achieve what so many modern cartoons fail to do. Take shows like SpongeBob SquarePants, for example. In its later seasons, it's often mocked for trying far too hard to try and recreate those old viral moments. Every scene stuffed with overblown faces, exaggerated expressions, chasing another mocking SpongeBob meme. But Smiling Friends doesn't have to try. It is the meme. Like the old adage, every frame a painting, Smiling Friends firmly falls into the category of every frame a meme. Just about every frame feels like it's built for the internet without sacrificing its identity as a show. And in the case of Season 3, Episode 2, they literally compiled a collection of possible meme moments that went viral. One that specifically got shared the most was of a man that totally didn't get killed due to suspicious reasons. And hey, if you're enjoying the video so far, don't forget to subscribe, drop a like, and let me know in the comments, what do you think Smiling Friends does that makes it so successful online? Just how does a show with a budget of a single episode of Family Guy remain almost as relevant as a media juggernaut like South Park while other shows struggle? Take any number of shows airing today. Sure, some of them might air and do well, but you really don't hear much about the episodes themselves. Yet Smiling Friends Season 3 released, and at this point, with only 3 episodes, each episode has spawned numerous memes, and is constantly talked about online. It's at the point now that I actually have to jump on each episode the moment it releases digitally, or I'll be spoiled, which is more than you could say for most adult animated series. Even when an episode might not be outright better than any previous season, each episode, especially upon rewatch, is laced with some of the funniest moments. Like while both the pilot episode and Season 2's premiere are objectively speaking, as a massive Smiling Friends glazer, much better episodes, it's insane the level of reach Season 3's premiere got, with just the old man that dies in the end of the episode. And the same could be said for the moment Mr. Boss, word for word, references Chris Chan's dad. I mean, there's a good chance that people who don't even watch Smiling Friends have been exposed to these memes. That's the level of reach we're speaking here. I think there are two things that have absolutely worked in the favor of Smiling Friends over the last couple seasons. The first is that Michael and Zach's impeccable sense of visual comedy is just that good. As former Newgrounds and YouTube animators, they understand that a good visual gag is the backbone of online humor. It's how their early animations went viral in the first place. Both YOLO and Zach's older animations thrive on surreal, blink-and-you'll-miss-it absurdity. And while shows like Family Guy survive these days off of out-of-context clips compilations, Smiling Friends manages to channel that same viral energy within each 10-minute episode. But arguably, I think what helps Smiling Friends and its memeability the most is that the binge model just doesn't hit the same anymore. When entire seasons drop at once, the conversation always burns out within a weekend. People rush in to finish it, post their takes, and move on. But Smiling Friends releasing weekly is the perfect storm for a modern internet. A place that thrives on slow drip content and slowly evolving or devolving memes. In an online culture that literally tracks the lifespan of jokes through meme calendars, spacing out episodes keeps the show alive in the zeitgeist much longer. Each week becomes a new moment, a new meme, and another excuse for the internet to collectively lose its mind over what just aired. And while the first season was uploaded all in one go, that still debatably helped boost its memeability. Since episodes were only 10 minutes long, it allowed people to hop into the series from the get-go and really get a taste for it within 80 minutes. Think of it as Zach and Michael being that shady guy handing us drugs, essentially. The internet was absolutely hooked the moment after, since Smiling Friends was basically ripe for meme creation, almost in a way that feels like they invite the viewer to interact with them and be creative. Think of those green screen video packages YouTubers and actors would put out to make their own videos with. Smiling Friends practically begs the viewer to do that, in just about every episode. And again, while some episodes like The Murder of Salty weren't beloved by some, it still spawned memes, still seen today online.
Can't a poor mustard like me ever have a little fun?
Yeah, everyone likes fun.
You like to have fun too?
I mean, you're asking about me? I mean, yeah, I like fun, yeah.
Oh yeah?
I already said yes.
At the end of the day, there's really no simple way to describe Smiling Friends. It's this surreal, low-budget, chaotic little show that somehow managed to capture the spirit of modern internet better than almost anything else on television today. In the same way It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia goes against the grain of traditional sitcoms and manages to upset some people, especially my parents, Jesus Christ. Smiling Friends feels like this bizarre little show that could have only been brewed on the internet. It's exactly why some of Smiling Friends' highest rated episodes are also its least traditionally funny. Take an Alan Adventure. It's basically a long, absurd chase just to deliver paper clips to the boss, only for him to get a tiny Mr. Boss figure he doesn't even want. Or Le Voyage Incroyable de Monsieur Grenouille, which turns into a surreal moment of enlightenment after a full-on dramatic monologue from Creed from The Office. These episodes aren't funny in a conventional way. They work because they showcase incredible online artists and embrace pure absurdity. It's almost tailor-made to make you laugh in a way that feels deeply personal, almost unexplainably, like the perfect brain rot shitpost your friend sends you at 2 a.m. It's that exact reason you'll see people defensively attacking The Simpsons creators for making a playful parody of Smiling Friends. Even though if you knew Michael and Zach, you'd also know that they absolutely adore Matt Groening and The Simpsons creators no matter what. For a show built by YouTubers, Newground animators, and voice actors who grew up in the trenches of meme culture, it's damn near poetic how it's become one of the most memeable shows in existence. It's self-aware, absurd, and unapologetically online, and yet it never feels like it's trying too hard. Every frame, every delivery of a line, every awkward pause feels like it was tailor-made to be clipped, posted, remixed, and shared into oblivion. Smiling Friends lives in that rare sweet spot, a show that thrives off the internet without being consumed by it. It's not mainstream in the way big network cartoons are, but it doesn't need to be. It's a reflection of the web's collective sense of unhinged humor. Unpredictable, self-deprecating, and a little bit cursed. That's what makes it special. It's not just the jokes, or the animation, or the weird little characters. It's the energy of two friends who just want to make each other laugh through writing a show that feels like you just stepped into a 3 a.m. exchange of shitposts in a group chat. Because Smiling Friends isn't just a cartoon made for the internet, it's a cartoon born from it. That'll be all, guys, and I'll see you next week.